Hey guys, what's going on? Um, so I don't know, maybe I'll do some editing or something. I don't know. I don't know how to do that yet. But no, I was kind of thinking about just doctors in general. My mind is really screwed up. I can't think. I have brain dysfunction. It's very poor due to a thousand different things, probably including autoimmune disorders. Or at least that's what one of my fancy neurologists thinks. But no, like I was reading this. I don't know I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. It's like Darius or Darius or something. I don't know. But I know like one of his. I think his first book was "Why Am I Still Having Thyroid Symptoms?" And there's another one, "Why Doesn't My Brain Work?" And I actually have a gym membership with um, Planet Fitness, and I got an email for Audibles. So, like the audio books and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I thought I had like two, but I guess I didn't. Like two credits, but it was only one. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this. Um, so I got that one for free. I think it was like, I don't know how much it cost. I think it was like $17 or something. Sometimes they're even more. Well, I think it was like $17 for a membership, and I think it was like 24 just for a regular. So I have a 2 month membership for free, um, which is pretty cool actually. So I might stock up on some digital books. My brain is really screwed up, so I have a hard time reading in general, but I have a hard time reading and comprehending. Like I have all kinds of books in general. But one thing that has always gotten to me, and it's crazy because I've been just like listening to some of these books, you know, the narrators or the actual authors talking about all these things, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this is the exact same stuff that I've been talking about. Um, and what and like me, like others, and myself, I have high respect for the medical field. I really do. But what I've noticed is there's a lot of scumbag, lazy pieces of shit. Sorry, that doesn't really care about one's health. I mean, I was just watching this one video last week or whatever it was, and it was talking about I don't know. It was like it started to get feminist and shit. I was like, wow. But it was like these four different. I think it was like four girls or whatever, and they were actually having real issues. um, it was more pertaining to uh, female health. It was like reproductive health or whatever. I thought that was kind of weird. It's like, really, dude? Like, you really screwed that one up. But in general, what I found interesting is, their stories came out. Not about the bashing, but their stories came out about doctors just didn't give a fuck. Doctors would just say, oh, you're crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It's all in your head. Yada, yada, yada. And they would just laugh and they would just chastise you and, just talk shit, right? I'm just like, wow. Um, like that's me, and that's a lot of people. Like I could think of so many incidences, so many moments of where I was, treated like that. I mean, I think, well, my last one was my current doctor. Oh, you just have anxiety. But I remember this one. Well, I remember plenty of them. Um, but I thought one of the craziest ones is I've been having cardio issues, which is funny because the my primary doctor, because I was having some cardio issues, and she said you just have anxiety. Um, but a cardiologist well, a couple of them that I was seeing, like in the same building, um, the same group, one was saying that uh, you're not having what do you call that stuff? Palpitations, angina. having this, that, blah, blah, blah. You have psychiatric issues. I'm going to prove that to you, and blah, blah, blah. And I think I don't know. I think I stopped seeing him or something. But yeah, I was like, okay, well, what about these symptoms? He's like, just ignore them. I was like, okay, well, what about like the posters and the literature about if you have these symptoms, blah blah blah. He's like, oh yeah, they have to do that because it's the law. What the fuck? Wow. And then like a year later, or whatever it was, I don't remember how long it was. I saw another cardiologist, and he. It seemed like every little test that he did, depending on what test he did, every test that he did, it always seemed to show something. Like the echocardiogram, that showed something. They before they did a stress test on me, um, they put some dye in me, a radioisotope, and then I was sitting in this chair, and it was like these kind of like cube-looking um, picture machines or whatever. And I guess it was taking pictures of my heart, and that was abnormal. And then um, what do you call that? And then I did the drug-induced exercise stress test, which I literally thought I was going to die off that one. And then and it's interesting because they tried to say that I was just having anxiety from the medication. No, bitch. The shit was actually causing real issues. I didn't freak out. I was responding how the fuck I was supposed to respond. But yeah, like, you have all these things that's abnormal. Um, and like the doctor, like the first time, the doctor was like, "Oh wow, maybe there's actually something going on here." And they also wanted me to get an angiogram. Well, I know if I had one of those, I'd have a heart attack. I know I would. Just from the stress, I couldn't do that. Um, and they said, okay, well, why don't we do a CT angiogram? And I'm just like, no, I'm not trying to get cancer. I mean, 1 in 2 people get. I don't give a shit how many technicians I talk to, radiological technicians that I talk to about the cancer exposure and all that other shit. Screw that, dude. No, too much cancer in general. 1 in 2 men are gonna get cancer. Um, that's how bad our diet and our society is right now. But yeah, I saw him. I came in because I was having some issues or whatever. Actually, I think it was because I got something and I had to take an antibiotic or whatever. And, I've heard that can actually cause heart issues and all kinds of other shit and blah 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 blah. And I don't know. I was scheduled. I was able to come in, and the person that I saw, he came in. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing? How can I help you? Blah 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 blah." And I told him what's going on, and he automatically said, "Oh yeah, you're fine. There's something wrong with you." I'm like, "Huh, okay." He was like, um, he was like, everything that we found was pretty much nothing, right? I'm like, oh wow, it's weird because all the tests that we did, you said that you were really concerned, and I was probably having angina and whatever. And then he was like, well, the reason that the reason that you're here is because you have psychiatric issues. I'm like, really, dude? And then I was just like, okay, well, what about the test? And he was like, what test? Or I don't know. He said something, and he had his he didn't have my folder at the time, and he told me to I'm blacking out. He told me to he told his staff to go get my medical records, and then I don't think he came back in. Well, maybe he did. I don't know. But I remember he went out and he talked to like 2 of his staff members that were in the room, I think, for a second. I don't remember. and he was yelling at him. He was telling, "Don't ever, I never want this guy in here again unless he has an appointment." I'm just like, wow. So I don't know if that's when he referred me to. I don't know. Maybe it was prior. I don't know. And then later on, I got another echocardiogram from somebody else, and that was showing that I had RV mild enlargement, or at least diluted. So, and then people tried to say, "Oh, that's nothing." I'm just like, that just don't sound right, man. But yeah, I mean, and I've noticed about, like, when it comes to, like, the heart, it's almost like they don't seem to care until you actually have a heart attack, or your blood pressure is sky high. That's what I've noticed. Um, or really anything. But no, the this stuff that I was listening to, it was talking about, like, to actually be diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or to be diagnosed with Parkinson's or whatever, you have to be at that point of actually already having stuff. Like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Like, what did the guy say? He was saying that um, people people with Parkinson's usually has, like, constipation, and I think, like, brain decline, and uh, I don't know, it was something, but just all these different things. It's just like nobody seems to care until it's too late. But what I have noticed overall is the majority of doctors will just give you pills, and that's it. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing, and I think he said also that prescribed medications, is the leading cause of death. I mean, they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know why you're sick. They're just giving you pills for the suppression of symptoms. I don't know if they think that's going to actually get you better or not. But he was also talking about, like, 50 of the 50 of the top most prescribed medications is blockers. It blocks whatever. I'm just like, whoa. So they're not even, like, trying to get to the root, like, what's actually going on with the person at all. They don't know. They're just guessing. And then you got someone like me, or other people, whatever. You got someone like me that goes into a doctor's office, and they're having all these issues. Um, and doctors, instead of saying "I don't know," will say you have psychiatric issues. I love the ones that say, your abnormal tests are non-specific. I love how they say that you have psychiatric issues, and then they say "I don't know" all in the same session, all in the same appointment. I love how I was told that I had things almost 10 years ago, and almost every damn person that I've seen has turned around and said that I was making stuff up, that I had psychiatric issues, that I was too young, yada yada yada. And then what the guy was saying, um, he was talking about that, when it comes to brain function, that Western medicine, as well as alternative medicine, really got no clue. You might be able to catch it. Yeah, it's why isn't my brain working, by Dadis. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Kharrazin. Yeah. So Dadis, Datis. Dr. Dadis. I don't know if he's an actual doctor. But, it's just, it's really crazy, man. It's fucking so crazy that I told people that I was having digestive issues and they blew me off. Or they would just give me pills or laxatives or whatever. You know, I've been telling people that I've had cognitive issues, and everybody was just like, "Oh, well, you have mental issues. It's all in your head." Blah blah blah, like literally degrading a person. You know, not only degrading but defaming a person, and then with persistence, oh wait, this motherfucker actually does have brain dysfunction. You know, what's crazy is the EEGs wasn't enough, right? The ones that were, oh, that was weird. The ones that was coming, you know, that was abnormal. Um, Not the one, not the two, and not the three psychological tests that I had actually showed that I had issues, but instead of looking at the issues, they turn around and just say, "Oh, well, you're crazy. Look at you." And then there was some that they would even lie about, saying that. I remember this one guy that did my last psych eval. He was saying that, like, he was asking me like um, 12 questions a minute. So that was like, every 4 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, to answer a question. And these weren't like true or false questions. These were like story, like life stuff questions. Like, how was your life when you were younger? Or whatever. And he would continuously do that. And then this fucking piece of shit, if I ever saw him, I'd beat the fuck out of him, dude. Like, I would want to hit him so fucking hard at his mouth where his jaw just shatters, dude. You know, I'm mad, but he was basically saying that, using all these fancy shrink words, but basically saying that I was being rude and that I didn't know how to, take turns talking and all this other stuff, and that I was narcissistic or something, and um, what was that, grandiosity, or I don't know, like all these different. I'm just like, are you fucking serious, dude? And it's crazy because I've been talking to this one guy, psychotherapist. I mean, I got his ass convinced on for reals, which he should be convinced. But he's seeing that the medical profession is screwing people over. At least they're screwing me over. I would hope that you know he really looks at people in a different way. You know, I hope he does. I hope that he looks at people in a different way. When doctors or whomever, uh, when they refer them over to him, when they get referrals, well, when he gets referrals from other patients, doctors, whatever, but I mean, it's this self-reflection, dude. It's insane how many doctors are out there that don't know. It's not that they don't know. A lot of them, they don't even care. They don't even try to make effort to actually try to figure out why is a person having what they're having. You know? They would rather degrade you or give you pills. And by the way, if you don't take pills, you're being non-compliant. That's the diagnosis that they will put on. And if you're non-compliant, they don't want to deal with you. I don't know. It's just like the way my mind feels right now. I never had this stuff before. I never had this stuff. I never had the heart issues. I never had all the brain issues. I never had all the digestive issues. I mean, I got leaky gut syndrome. They don't give a shit. And the funny thing is, Western medicine, they don't know anything about leaky gut syndrome. They don't know about the microbiome. I swear they learned this in school, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid, and I'm just assuming that they did. And that's another thing. It's like they have to learn all these different things, right? They have to learn the biology, the biochemistry, the physiology, pathophysiology, pharmacology. I think doctors are more just focused on pharmacology, and even then, it's like they don't know. I wonder how many times doctors just give pills or drugs to people that it was like completely wrong diagnosis. Like those drugs should have never even been given. You know, I remember when I had some type of infection or something um, from a urine test, and the idiots screwed up. They didn't send it out, and these idiots gave me these antibiotics, and then somebody called and said that they didn't send it out. So yeah, it was crazy because when I went and I saw somebody else, they were talking shit like, how dare you talk about my colleague like that, blah 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 blah, and wrote in my charts that I had accusatory personality or character or something. Accusatory, I know that was mentioned. And then I think about all these different these drugs that they give you that could cause all these symptoms. I mean, you get on TV now, and it says, oh well, all this shit. Like back in the days, all these people were getting sued, right? And now, you look on TV and they have all these happy moments, but well, this drug can cause all these issues, including death, seizures, comas, you know, retardedness for life, um, a whole bunch of stuff. But the interesting thing is, you go and talk to a doctor, and they try to, yeah. I'm just like, really? Huh. It's just like I was given Levaquin, which is an antibiotic, which a lot of people take it. I think they're still selling it, but I saw recently on Facebook. I didn't really read the ad. I just saw the thing. It was talking about what was they talking about? They were talking about Levaquin can actually cause mental issues. So the company that was making them, they stopped for a minute. So I guess they're probably gonna put that in the description. May cause mental issues. I'm just like, wow. I just think it's interesting because I got sick in 2004. I just started to have high blood pressure, high pulse, 150 over 119 plus 132. I was puking tons of bile, having all kinds of issues. And right at the bat, I was called a hypochondriac. I didn't even know what that was. I mean, at that time, I was having those vitals and I was riding my bike around. And I remember, oh yeah, and one time, well, even for a while, my blood sugar was low. I remember one time I took it and it was 32. And then like after a gallon of OJ, when my dad got up for work at 10 p.m., we went to the hospital, and my sugar, I think, was like 70 something, and they're like, oh, you're fine, and said that I had hypoglycemia and that I need to eat complex foods. Something is wrong with me. I don't know what, but I've noticed, and it's happened because I had it a few days ago. Well, last Thursday actually, I had this pain, this like numbness or something. It's like that for a while. And then it went away, and then all of a sudden my brain just started to feel weird, and it actually felt weird for probably 4 or 5 days. It just recently stopped, and now I got it again. But you know what I just don't understand is you look at all those books, right? And I have all kinds, like those boxes over there, all books, right? And then the books that I have online and whatever. And how it shows so many things. Like, not just like regular, I got sick, this is how you can get better. This is how you can get better. You know? But like, evidence based um, stuff. You know? Evidence, science, whatever. Like, the book that I'm reading or listening to right now is, it's crazy, dude. And I think about these physicians, and I'm just like, you know, I just wish I could really find physicians that really took the time to actually try to figure out what's wrong with somebody, instead of just blowing them off and saying they have mental issues. You know, and then you have some doctors that were doing the same exact thing, and you know, they started to wake up. They started to see what they were doing, that none of their patients were getting better. You know, patients dying, whatever the case is, right? But you know, they started to get more into functional medicine. I mean, what I think is crazy is how doctors actually think allopathic medicine, you know, just giving drugs for the symptoms, not getting to root of the actual issue, is actually medicine. You know, I just can't believe they would even want to work in a field like that. I mean, if you're not trying to actually get to the root of the cause of what's actually going on and try to treat it the best you can, fuck you. That's what I say. From a patient that has been sick, from a person that has been sick for almost 14 years, fuck you. Fuck you in your entire existence. You're a fucking bad person. Really, you're a bad fucking person. I mean, the way my brain feels right now, it's bad. My entire system is bad, and all I get is, well, I don't know, or you have mental issues, or cut it out. Oh my god, I think it's like 5 or whatever. 5:31. My mind is just like, I feel like my whole head is TMJ right now. That's the best way I can describe it, TMJ. You know what I like? I mean, maybe this shirt, but like, I like to use towels, not the big ones, but kind of like the smaller towels, but just enough, and then basically like do this. Well, I only got one, but do that, and kind of like, well, actually, I'd have it like right here. I would cup my head, and I would just hopefully that headphone being in there, I got everything. Let's see if I could do it. I don't know if I can or not. And it's pretty dark in here too. Wow. See, I just like that. Well, I just do this. I don't like to use this one. See, you loosen it up. right? And then and then I think about why is the freaking. Maybe it's just my video quality. I don't know. Maybe like this is shorter. I don't know, like the resolution. But yeah, it does look pretty messed up. But yeah, right here hurts right now. My head is little. I don't know. I wasn't able to pop my neck. Um, it's all foo-foo, man. But yeah, I mean, I just what the guy was talking about, the book that I'm reading. Why is my brain screwed up or whatever it's called? I mean, I guess the best thing that I think I would just do in general, no medical advice. I'm just common sense is stay away from shit. Stay away from processed food. Stay away from dead food in general. Stay away from dead food and stay away from processed food and stay away from foods that just don't really serve the body. Go back and start eating, what the ancestors did. Eat that kind of food. Get that kind of food into your diet. You know? I mean, oh my god, dude. Like if we had the ability, especially for some of the people that actually have money, if they had that ability to actually eat like their great great grandparents or whatever, holy shit, dude, they'd be healthy as fuck, bro. I believe it. But at the same time, the soil is just not what it used to be. I think it was Josh Axe or whatever. I was reading one of his books and it was talking about, see, this is what I like to do. But Josh Axe, I think there was like a study back in 1939 or in the 30s or whatever, and it was talking about, that the industrialized food companies and stuff, basically mass production, growing all kinds of shit and not giving back to the soil. So now you're getting that food, but it's not having the same benefits as it once did. They say, I think he said, or somebody said, I don't know, Axe said that, back in the day, your grandfather would, you don't really have to use that, but back in the day, one fruit was the equivalent of 8 fruits today. So now you have to eat 8 fruits just to get one fruit. That's fucking crazy. I mean, I almost like, if I was rich, I would almost like want to go to one of these countries where they have like the best soil in the world that's untouched. That's what I would like. And just start eating healthy, start building my flora. Like, as long as they got a good hospital and I don't die and they got good doctors, I'll go to a country like that if I got to get better. Because Western society is fucking killing people. I don't think America is a country anymore. It's, if anything, it's a corporation. And corporations only have their best. I forgot what that word is called. But they only think about themselves. You think they're gonna think about us? I mean, it's a business. Hey, can I get healthier food? No, they don't care, because healthier food costs more money for them to make. Now, later on, if there's enough people, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do this, but we're gonna have to charge you more. And I'm sure they're charging, even more and making more of a profit. But yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta, yeah. So, my brain's all over again. But yeah, I would definitely stay away from shitty food. Um, Not only, I mean, I would work on, I would do whole body approach. Like if I wanted to heal my mind, and that's what I really need to think of now. But if I want to heal my mind, I have to think about healing my gut. You know, healing everything, heal my body as, heal my body in general. So give my body in general the love, and it should, hopefully, it should radiate to everything, including your brain. I think another reason people have a lot of disease is um, because of uh, nutrition or the lack of, because of emotions, um, or the lack of, or exercise, or different things. Fresh air, which is getting harder and harder to find. Sunlight, which for the most part, I mean, unless you live like in Alaska or somewhere like that, sometimes you get it for 6 months, right? Um, but even then, I mean, hell, you could just go and get red light. I've never had it. I'm a little with all my health issues. I don't know because I've heard it mess with your immune system and my immune system. I don't want to like. I already got enough health issues. I don't want my immune system like overactive when I get that Hashimoto's. But I really need to get this place clean. And when I get this place clean, my goal is to start reading these books and trying to implement something. Um, and I also want to try to get rid of a lot of shit, like just sell it or take it to Goodwills or something. Goodwill. But I want to try to keep all the shit that I can, though. If I can, that'd be cool. Um, but yeah, like I think unfortunately my calling for the most part is in health. I mean, I personally don't give a fuck about health. Like, dude, I just want to live. I mean, I think I say that because I've been through stuff for 14 years. I mean, God, geez, that gets tiring after a while. Um, but I don't know. That might be my calling, dude. I just wish I can get into like legislation or whatever, where I could be like the health politician lawmaker that says, okay, this is what I want, and I'm not gonna be duped into these bogus, crappy things where it's gonna make the corporations tons of money while it still keeps us sick. Like I don't do like to me, and I think I posted one. I don't know, but like I have my thoughts about the way the society is now. But and I think some of these people should just fuck off and you know crawl under a rock. But at the end of the day, I don't care what your gender, your orientation. I don't care about any of that. I don't care if you're black, you're white. You know, I don't even give a shit if you're a monkey or an ape or a dog or an animal in general. Like, I don't give a shit. I think, yeah, I mean, I would say to all species. I mean, some species I don't really know how to work with. Not that I would know how to work with at all. I mean, I just don't know how you could, like, fix certain, insects or whatever up. But, like, bigger ones, like, dogs and cats and, fish and whatever. I mean, even fish, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know, yeah. Sharks and, I don't know. But, I think that we should all have the right to be healthy. We should all get fair treatment, regardless of whatever our species is. Whether we're human or just regular animal. That's the way I feel. Like, it pisses me off being so sick like I am. It does. And then I think about all these other people that's sick. Like, really sick, bro. Like, it just gets to me right now, like, the way I feel. And I've been telling people, I don't know if I'm having a stroke or not, but I know It starts right there, or maybe it's right here. I think it's right here. It goes on for a little bit, and then it stops, and then my brain. Oh, lordy. But anyways, I got like 6 minutes on here. I'm going to go on and jump off right now and upload this. So I guess it's too long to actually make a clips, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to call my mom. She probably thinks I'm dead right now. And wow, it's funny. I can't even see my clock anymore. I have a DVR and it's so blurry I can't see. I have to really pay attention. I can't see. Sometimes I can see, but I can't see. Huh. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but I can't see that right now. See? Yeah, you probably can't. Alright, Tay, I'm getting off. Yeah, I remember that. I had braces and for a couple of years or whatever, and when they took it off, this part or whatever, like that piece came off, and the guy was like, well, because it's because you weren't cleaning there. I'm like, fuck that. It was because your shit decayed my shit. And then they were saying that, oh yeah, you only have to wear the retainers for like a year or two, like 2 years, and you're good. And then years later, I called, like years and years, like over a decade later, and some fucking bitch got all pissed off saying, oh, that's not true, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, it is, dude. I was never told. That's exactly what I was told. I didn't know that I had to wear my retainers, but at one time, like all my teeth are just straight, like that right there. That's been like that for a long time. And then I have this thing right here. Right there. Yep. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really trying to show my teeth like I just did, but all right, I'm gonna get off of this thing and see what I gotta do. I got so much shit to do, and then I'm just like, I got so much stuff, and it's just, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know how to approach it. But I'm probably gonna go buy some water, even though I got like 2-3 cases right now. But I need to find a way where I can actually find those water testers. Test the pH level. Because I'm really trying to find, because like this water I got right now, if it's not good, I'm not gonna get it. I don't really want to drink it. I just take it back. But alright, paces.